I have to take my glasses off. Just do this. I have to be really close so I can see detail. Ulrike is actually amazingly proficient at doing that. I'm just painting for the first time since last year. I'm still learning.
I did photorealistic painting for about 10 years before I started working on this. So this is a nice change. I guess I have a pretty steady hand. It's kind of like working with nail polish because it gets that buildup, but I've kind of gotten used to it now. I think it's like a matter of figuring out kind of how to layer it, but I kind of like it. I really like the surface that you get. I listen to audiobooks and comedy podcasts, so I guess Ellie hears me giggling, but there's usually music.
She laughs a lot, which is excellent.
I'm giggling and Ellie's listening to music.
So these here are the paints that we have been using. They're all K-60 Krink colors. Maybe we should call them like graffiti paint. They just use it with the applicator, and they just, tag with the applicator here. We take the foamy thing out, and we just use the actual paint, with brushes. It has this sort of like a enamel lacquer quality to it, and it's an alcohol-based paint, which dries really fast. I'm not so fond of this tone. It's too eggy, so we start mixing it with white. So have like a brighter yellow. For these paintings, I wasn't sure if I should have more like block colors or if I should just pattern everything, make everything really crazy. I always have issues with leaving things absolutely white. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are many layers of different shapes that are colored in for this painting. Christine is going to be finishing up tracing. I'm going to use this to start coloring that canvas. 9, 10 layers. The Krink wouldn't really allow me to change that much because I can't really overlay the colors. But it's sort of like a coloring by numbers process. This shapes, I wanted to make it lighter. First, I was going to turn the whole thing red. And then I felt like I'm just going to outline in red. And then I started doing it, and I said, oh, this actually looks good like this. I recently went to the Philadelphia Museum of Art to visit again that Duchamp room. And I was looking at the large glass. I have this image of this mechanic figure called the Bride. I thought maybe those trainees from those paintings, one of them might have been transformed into absolute abstraction in geometry. I felt that's the connection, that's the Bride. I made some references to that here, like there's like this fluid that she exhales in this area here that became this fluid here. I brought this piece to this bottom area here. I used this Jimi Hendrix cover, and I wanted to use this grass element, and I traced it over here. This green area came out of like something that I was looking at by Held to create a more 3D element on this painting. Sometimes I feel like I should bring another reference, and then sometimes I feel like I should not bring any reference at all. That something should just come more organic out of my mind.
Once I'm done tracing it, I'll go do some freehand. I spent maybe 5 hours just doing the first layer from the scan, and then Ellie worked on it for probably at least a week, right?
Yeah, it took me a while to
Yeah.
finish that one.
So, Ellie, do you want to look at the first lines that I fixed and
Yeah.
make sure?
I had a really hard time with this one. Like adding color and other shapes. But now I'm happy with it. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely, yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. If I'm able to spend a whole day just painting, that's like the paradise day for me. Like this traditional idea of the artist, the painter.
I like this little, like marshmallow teeth. No?
You know what that is?
No?
A reference to Duchamp?
The glass panels?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The two panels.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
And
the
also
large
these,
glass.
yeah.
The top section, where the bride is. There's like these fumes coming out of the bride. I keep thinking, like, how would it be when I use different paint? Am I going to be working right on the canvas into something that's more spontaneous? The fumes are drying them up, they're wet or something? That's what that comes
I
from.
see. Marshmallow.